Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. And today we're going to be talking about doing some really simple spell work. And this is perfect coming into the new year. This is stuff that we need to do in order to manifest and take charge of what it is that we're doing. Now, if you haven't seen my video on my Facebook page, Elemental Energies with Chrisanne, I did a very nice video on that, on how to manifest. And I'm going to briefly explain it here. There's a much more extensive video there if you're interested. So one thing that I am manifesting is a new partner in my life. So I have my traveler's notebook, and within my traveler's notebook, there's all different notebooks here that I can keep track. I can do some artwork. I can do all different things within my traveler's notebooks. There's also an appointment book. I keep track of different things I need to pack for shows, different questions that I have when I'm going to be going to shows, what I need to bring to the shows, so I can let those that are in charge of the shows know. But I also keep my manifesting things here. So for my business, this is just part of what I was manifesting. There's a lot more to add to this. And I always date everything. So this is one that I just started. I'm not going to be sharing my full information of what I am manifesting here in a partner, because frankly, that's a little personal. But I don't mind sharing some of this. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to explain briefly how I do this, because I want to talk about the other stuff that's part of this as well. So what I do on the left-hand side is I write everything that I don't want in a partner. I don't want somebody who's selfish. I don't want somebody who's cold. I don't want somebody who's lacking creativity. I don't want somebody who hates to travel. I don't want somebody who's not supportive. I don't want somebody who's too old or too young. And there's a reason for that. I don't want somebody who's a cheater. I don't want somebody who doesn't have their own friends. I don't want somebody who has no patience. And I don't want somebody who doesn't have a funny bone. So what I do is, once I've created all my don't wants, all my no's, I like to take a different color pen. I like to have fun with all this. This is one of my gel pens. So as you could see, using the cheater, for instance, my former husband cheated on me. So I do not want somebody who's a cheater. So I crossed that off. And on the right-hand side, I wrote the antithesis of that. So I don't want somebody who's a cheater. I want somebody who's faithful and devoted. I don't want somebody who doesn't have their own friends. And over here, I'm going to put has own friends. I don't want somebody who thinks my friends are going to be their friends. I don't mind sharing friends, but you need to have your own friends, because that's indicative of a lot of things, frankly. I don't want somebody who doesn't have any patience. So I'm going to cross that off, and over here I'm going to put, I can't even spell it right now. Patience, lots of it. So I go through and I write all the negatives on this side. Once all the negatives are done, then I come through over here and I write the positives. I don't want somebody who doesn't have a funny bone. I want somebody with a fantastic sense of humor. So I'm going to continue this. And, normally I say do 10, 20, kind of cap it around 50. I mean, you can go a little overboard with these, but try not to. This one, I have to say, I'm going to be filling up the whole page for what it is that I'm manifesting. I know exactly what it is that I want versus what I don't want. When you have somebody that cheats on you and lies to you and steals from you, those are things you want to make sure you never have again. you know? And I can do that. I can control that by manifesting what it is that I want. So once I have all these things on the right-hand side, I take this and I turn it into an action statement. I turn it into a paragraph, or in my case, maybe a couple paragraphs. I want a partner who's going to be generous, warm, and affectionate to me. I want to make sure that he's creative and is able to think outside the box. He's going to love to travel and explore with me and my son. He's going to be very supportive of both of us and all that we do. He's going to be somebody who's close to my age. I don't want somebody who's too young, and I don't want somebody who's too old, frankly. He's going to be somebody who's very faithful and devoted to the relationship as I am to him. And he's going to have his own friends. He's going to have a lot of patience, but he's going to have a fantastic sense of humor. And frankly, these are things that I deserve. So that's why I have no problem making this list. And I also want to point out, I'm not setting myself up to fail by asking for things that's too far reaching. These are things that I deserve to have. I don't deserve to have somebody who's cheating on me. I deserve to have somebody who's faithful and devoted because that's what I bring to the relationship. So that's why these things aren't too far reaching. I am deserving of these things, thus I'm going to manifest it and put it out there. Okay. So create your action statement. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say that action statement to yourself in the mirror every day and every night for 30 days. So the rule is 30 days. I actually find my 90 days to work much better. I like to do things in threes. So that 90 is how I get my threes, if that makes sense to you. So by saying this in the morning, every morning and every night to myself in the mirror, I'm putting that in my energy. I'm putting that within my aura. I'm telling my guides to work for me. I'm getting everybody sort of on it. And we're going to work together to get that to happen because I deserve it. And frankly, if it takes more than 90 days, it takes more than 90 days. I'm deserving of the right time with the right person, etc. That's our you. So this is just part of my manifesting. Okay. So once I have this all done, so this is going to take me a little bit more to kind of complete all this. I can also do with my awesome little cauldron, I can put my cauldron on here and I can burn some of my incense powders. So this is passion and this is heart's desire. So I can put these in here and just light it with a match, whatever works for you. So I can do that. I can also grid around this with my crystals. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. If I don't want to get all this stuff on the page of my book, I can close my book. I can do this on top of my book. I can put a piece of paper down first. I can do it right next to my book. However that works. I'm going to, for conversation's sake, I'm going to move the book out of the way. So these are my self-igniting. You just need to add a flame to it. Incense powders, and I do have these available. They're not on the website yet, so you got to just contact me directly. The website is Elemental Energies with Christiane, and very shortly we'll have product. Now, when it comes to doing some of my candle magic, there's a couple of different things I can do. So, because I want somebody that thinks outside the box, I want somebody who's creative. I'm an artist as well. I want somebody who's just as creative as I am. So, for me, creativity is really important. So, I'm using an orange candle in order to bring in that creativity. I can also add a white candle for purity, a red candle for passion, and a pink candle for love. So I have all of those, but for this conversation's sake, I'm only going to do just the one, and I'm not going to light it while I'm doing my video. But here's some other tricks. So I do all different layers when I'm doing all of this. So what I do is this is the earth oil that I have created. This is for prosperity, abundance, stability, and grounding into what it is that I want, need, and desire. So there is a crystal inside this. You can't hear it, but it's in there. I gotta get the thing open. So this is a collection of essential oils that I have created. So I just give it a little bit of a shake. There's a little bit of oil, and then I do 3 lines on my candle. That's it. That's all that's needed. I've anointed my candle. I was actually thinking of all of that I want, need, and desire as I'm anointing my candle. Everything we do is through intention. Now, the other thing that you can do is with my spell kits, I have these available too. So I have my Heart's Desire spell kit and I have my Love spell kit. And since these are dried herb products, what I do is I just take a little bit, a little more than that. I take a little bit, I put it in the bottom, and then I take a little bit of this one. So I'm using Heart's Desire because I want to get my Heart's Desire, and I'm using my Love one to add a little bit of love. Oops. All these come with a full-size tumbled stone. I actually don't need that right now. So I have my dried product in the bottom so I can burn my candle on top of that. So I'm not worrying about that igniting. The other thing I can do is I can create a crystal grid around this. Now I did 3 lines with my essential oils, but I'm doing 4 crystals. It doesn't matter. You can do 3, you can do 4. So my first layer is rose quartz. I want to make sure that I'm bringing in that love. I'm also going to be doing natural citrine. This is natural citrine. So I'm doing my next layer of natural citrine. Natural citrine is great for abundance and prosperity. I want an abundance of love. I want an abundance of creativity. I want an abundance of a great sense of humor. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. I mean, if somebody is able, and that's going to go on my list, able to support themselves without me supporting them financially, absolutely. But in this case, it is the stone of abundance. So a lot of stones do a lot of different things. So you are telling the stone what you want it to do. Then I have my clear quartz that I'm putting on the outside. Clear quartz is a generator. It is boosting all this other stuff that I'm saying that is great for you to do. Then I have my green aventurine. Green aventurine is another stone of abundance. It is another stone of prosperity. So I'm putting that basically touching my natural citrine. So whether you have the candle in the middle or you want to do your powdered incense in the middle and your cauldron, whatever your holder is that you're using, you can put that in the middle of this grid. I could have created this grid on top of my book. Keep that in mind. My book, coincidentally, will just be right next to it on my desk. But this is my super, super simple grid. I created this using 4 varieties of crystals. I tried to keep it basic. It is simple to be able to get rose quartz. That's an easy stone to get. It's super easy to get clear quartz. It is very easy to get green aventurine, and I carry all of these stones. So you can contact me directly if you're interested in them, and I carry them as kits as well. But I also carry natural citrine. So if you're not getting citrine from me, make sure it's natural citrine, not that irradiated crap that's actually amethyst that's been heat treated. Let me see if I have a piece of that right here. Yes, I do. This is not citrine. People sell this as citrine. This is not citrine. This is amethyst that has been heated, super high heated to get that iridized kind of yellowy orange color. Here's the difference. Huge difference. This is almost like a smoky quartz, and you can tell the color of it, the fact that it is a citrine, when you put it against something that's white. That's how you can see the yellow color come through. So that's how you can tell that this is a natural citrine. I have some videos on that on my YouTube channel, so check that out. I do an extensive video on the difference between irradiated and natural citrine, so please check that out. So this is part of what I do for my manifesting. I'm also a Reiki master teacher, so I can Reiki this in order to have this be its highest and best good. And as I'm lighting the candle, I will be saying, have this work for me for my highest and best good. I'm going to light this candle during the new year. I can also do this during a new moon, a full moon, pick a moon that works for you. This is something that you can do, and make sure you're saying to bring the energy in. Okay, when it's a waning moon, that it technically lets the energy out, but you can contradict that by saying, I want this energy to be coming in to me. Okay, come into me. I am ready to receive. Those are all the things that you need to be saying. So, super simple, very basic spell work with candle magic, with creating your manifesting, using some incense. We also used our crystals. We used our anointing oil. You can use this on yourself too. Mine is pure essential oils, and then different carrier oils, whether it be coconut oil or normally I use coconut oil actually. Oh, this one is grapeseed oil. That's another one that I use. I try not to do olive oil. Normally it's fractionated coconut oil or grapeseed oil or, those type of things. So I hope this helps everybody to be able to understand that you too can do this, and it's super simple and it's super easy. And if all you have is one of these, that's perfectly fine. And you don't have to do a votive. You can do a taper and just put some of this stuff in the taper holder as well. Whatever works for you. If you are not allowed to burn a candle where you're at, these battery powered ones are super adorable and super cute. I always keep these on my desk as well. It's by intention. However you do this, it is by intention. And your intention is to bring this energy in. So that's what you can do. If you can't burn a candle where you're at, I know some places that you rent aren't allowing people to burn candles. Do something like this. You can still do the crystal work with this candle over this. I know this isn't traditional. I know a lot of people will totally poo-poo it. But hey, if you can't do this, do what you can. So, it's all by intention. I hope this helps. I hope you have a prosperous new year, and I hope you have some great energy that comes to you. Remember, we never interfere with free will, ever. I am not manifesting a specific person. I am manifesting a person that has those characteristics. Never manifest a specific person. Never interfere with free will. Always allow people to be who and what they are. And if that is the right person for you and you are the right person for them, fantastic. That is wonderful. But never interfere with free will. Okay? So please be safe, be ethical, and be how you would want people to treat you too. So when you're doing all this work, think all those wonderful things. And there's nothing wrong with doing this with children and getting children involved and have the children help you to place the stones, because you know what? All of this affects them as well. And I have done things like this with my son for years. It's kind of fun to place the stones, and you can let them place maybe toys and stuff. My son used to put his Thomas the Tank Engine trains within my healing grids. So, hey, you know what? If that's what speaks to them, let them do it. It's absolutely fantastic. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. Hey, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, leave them at the end of the video. I'm happy to answer and see what I can do to help. But get on my Facebook page, Elemental Energies with Chris-Anne. I've got a lot of stuff that's going on there as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the great energy that everybody brings. Hey, be free.